In the mystical African kingdom of Ashura, where the sun dipped into the horizon and painted the sky with its hues of crimson and gold, a baby girl was born. She was born into the influential family of Juba, the reigning king and queen, and was named Akua, meaning my heart desire. There were great shouts of joy, rejoicing and celebration. For generations, the Jubas have produced sons, strong and brave, who went on to lead the kingdom with wisdom and justice. But Akua was different. She was the first girl born into the Jubas family, at least for the past 5 decades. As years passed by, Akua and everyone around her discovered she possessed a special gift, the power to see tomorrow. As she grew, her hair grew redder, her eyes bluer, and her gift uncontrollable. She would have visions of events yet to come, and they would unfold with such accuracy. But in Ashura, such powers were forbidden, as it was deemed a threat to the natural order of the kingdom, as Akua could not control her powers of vision. Her father, the king, had to lock her up in the tower room to hide her from the public. From the tower window, she can have a view of the palace. Her mother visits her every day too, so she will not feel deserted. Her room was equipped with books and toys to keep her busy. But yet, she wasn't happy, and would sometimes wish she had no gift at all. However, as years passed by, Akua grew into a beautiful young woman. But somehow, the news of her power leaked, and the kingdom was in chaos. The king must do what is right, so they protested in anger. So, the elites gathered before the king to inquire about this, and urged him to do what the law demanded of such a situation, as no one is an exception. The king, Akua's father, was faced with an impossible decision. To protect his daughter, he would have to banish her from the kingdom. The law was clear on this. Anyone with such powers would be cast out and forced to live beyond the 7 mountains, which is a treacherous range that few dare to cross or face death by burning. On the other hand, Akua was heartbroken. From her tower window, she saw the reactions of the people when they came to the palace. She could feel the anger in their voices and was afraid. She has never felt like she belonged. But to be forced to leave her home, her family, and everything she knew was a fate worse than death. The night before her departure, her father, with tears in his eyes, handed her a small carved stone. "Akua, my daughter," he said, "this stone will guide you and keep you company. It will protect you from any danger you may meet, and will show you the way back home when the time is right." He also gave her some survival tips, which Akua appreciated. On the day of departure, Akua cried all through, to the point that her tears were as thick as blood. Her mother, the queen, couldn't face the fact that a child she so much desired would have to be driven away like this, with no hope of seeing her again. The king's guard escorted Akua a little beyond the city gate. She set out on her journey alone, occasionally looking back to the family and people she was leaving. She would have to cross the 7 mountains, facing countless dangers and challenges along the way. However, she persevered. After many weeks, Akua finally settled down on one of the mountains with a cave. At least she would have a warm and safe place to rest her head. She misses her family and people so much. But, to survive, she has to stay strong for herself. Years passed, and Akua grew into a powerful and wise young woman. She used her gift to help those in need, earning the respect and admiration of the people beyond the mountains. Even warriors and kings have traveled from far kingdoms to seek her counsel. Meanwhile, back in Ashura, the kingdom was plagued by drought, famine, and war. The people suffered, and the king realized too late that his daughter's gift had been a blessing, not a curse. One day, a wise old man from beyond the mountains arrived in Ashura, seeking an audience with the king. Having heard of the ruins of Ashura, he said in his heart that if the king could seek counsel from this young seer, who has helped many kingdoms with her visions, he might be free from war and have his kingdom running well again. He told the king of this young woman with the power to see tomorrow, who had been helping his people as well as others from faraway kingdoms in their time of need. The king's heart leaped with hope. Could this young woman be my daughter? The king thanked the wise old man, and immediately sent for some of his warriors. He sent them secretly to find Akua, giving them the same stone as he gave her daughter before her banishment. The stone will help them locate Akua if she still have hers. If not, their journey may be futile. They searched deep into the forest, low into the valleys and high onto the mountain tops. After so many long weeks, they finally found her in a cave beyond the 7 mountains. They narrated their ordeal, and after much persuasion, Akua yielded to their plea. The king and the queen, with all the people of the kingdom, gathered to welcome Akua home. The king, soaked with tears of joy, embraced her daughter and welcomed her back home. Her mother, too, seems to have found the joy and peace she had lost. Just by setting her foot into Ashura, she brought so much illumination beyond the eyes could see. Akua, my daughter, the king said, I was wrong to have banished you to uphold the law. But even now, the law could not save us from this calamity that has befallen us. You are a true blessing, and I am proud to call you mine. From that day henceforth, Akua used her visions to guide her father and his kingdom, helping them navigate the challenges they face. The kingdom prospered once more, and Akua finally found her place among many kingdoms and nations. She lived out the rest of her days in Ashura. With her gift, a beacon of hope, and her heart full of love and forgiveness.
Thank you for watching. Please like, share and subscribe.